we always, if they tell us, look, we're not going to have a vision center up there, we're going to put a camera shop in. And the vision center is already built or not, then we start changing it right then. And we keep track of our costs, and we negotiate it at the end. Now, because I know my client is fair. They've never beat me out of a dime that I'm aware of. We do it. And is Charlie Adams still coming, or is Holly coming now? Or both of them? But he'll tell you the same thing. Even working for the Illinois Department of Transportation, there isn't enough time to go through that bureaucracy, because I can't tell you how many levels. Well, at Wal-Mart, a change order up to $1 million can be approved by the Vice President of Construction. If it's more than that, and they have been, it can go to the Board of Directors. Now, can you imagine getting to the Board of Directors? It's like going to the General Assembly for a big change order on the highway. It's months. And you're sitting there not doing the work. It's real world, fellas. And I mean, you got to pick your spots. I mean, there's people. I have to say this: I would not do it for Home Depot. I do it for Lowe's. Do it for Walmart. Now, I don't have to have all the formal stuff, but I want something in writing. We want you to change this.
And the reason why?
Because they want to argue with you afterwards.
So this way we agree that with each other that the written thing is just for guaranteeing that the person, that if somebody is proved before that he is a man of his word or person of his word, so his word is enough for
yeah. Yeah. What I ran into with Home Depot, for example, when we built that one in Mattoon, they were just starting their kind of big expansion program. And we installed a fire alarm system, the one that was specified. Nobody ever quarreled with us that it was right. But they changed to a different one. So they said, well, wait, look, we were going to tear that one out and put this one in. So we did. Of course, that's electrical contractors' work. So we tell our electrician, go ahead and do it. And we watch them, and we don't let the subs skin our client. And these were guys we'd worked with many times. They did it. They were efficient. They gave us a bill. We take the bill on, and it's too much, according to Home Depot. He said, you know, why is it, shouldn't it have taken any longer to put that one in than the first one? Well, maybe, but we had to take the first one down. What about that? Well, they wanted to argue about that. You know. And then they did the same thing on light fixtures. We hung one kind, they changed to the high bay kind. And then they want to argue about how much it costs. Walmart, now when we have something like that, they want to see how many hours at how much an hour. And they might, I mean, these guys, they're building 400 stores a year, okay? You're not going to fool them. Yeah, you know, if they're paying $58 an hour for electrician, then $58 or less is what they want to see. And you'll get subs who are a little behind maybe on money on their part of the work. They'll try and make it up on extras. But we're sort of the first line of defense for Walmart on that. We kind of know what it ought to cost too. You know. Plus we keep track of how many guys are on the job every day. That's why I say I got 3 supervisors, and I wouldn't be surprised if I come in and talk to you next year, I only have 4. It just, the administration of those things is just more and more complex.
You ever lost money on one?
Once, about 20 years ago. That's all. And it wasn't bad weather. I have no excuse. We just didn't do a very good job. Bid it too cheap to start with, and then didn't do a real good job managing it. But we're pretty good at it. You know, you do 100, I always like to tell people when we leave, there's not enough lumber left over to have a weenie roast. I mean, it's we don't miss a lot of tricks on it now. Then they'll change the prototype, but you know, they're really not. Let me see, what was the last? I used to build several car dealerships. You know, it's interesting. Build a 35,000 square foot car dealership or a 250,000 square foot Walmart. It takes the same amount of time. They all have the same pieces, okay, in sort of the same sequence. And in order to get one done in the same amount of time, then you put the 12 electricians out there instead of 2, and that kind of thing. One of the reasons I've gotten away from doing smaller stuff is I have these superintendents, and I have 5 sets of these 3-man crews. In 7 months, or say 9 months by the time we're really free, those guys will go out and make $600,000–700,000 gross profit. I've got to pay overhead out of that, or they can go build $1 million, $2 million car dealership. We make a higher percentage, maybe we make 10%. So we make $200,000, same amount of time. My limited resource are my people. It's not that I can't get enough asphalt or I can't get enough fuel, or, you know, if you had any kind of econ at all, you know, you got resources. But in my case, my limit is how many crews I've got that are capable of doing this in the price, schedule, quality that they want. And one thing I am very good for people like you, because I like young guys or young women. You know, you bring them in, you give them the best job they ever had, and as they take on more responsibility, you give them increases when they need it. I think, and you teach them to do it the way we want it done. And all my, you know, my oldest superintendent's probably 56, 57 years old, and I've got of these 3 guys, one's kind of the senior guy. You know, the oldest one of them, or the youngest one of those, is probably 33. Yeah, he's just really a superior young guy. You know, he loves it. He picked it up fast. He's not intimidated. One of the things you fight as a young person, you're out there dealing with construction workers that are my age. They're not really very interested in what you got to say. You know, they know better. And I fought it for years. Like I say, I went in business, I was only 33. And 50, 60-year-old carpenter really didn't think I knew much. And I probably didn't, but I didn't know when it needed to be done. You know, so didn't know how to, I couldn't have done what he was doing, but I did know when it needed to be done. So. But there's those of us, there's about 100 contractors is all, nationwide, that build these Walmart stores. And every one of us needs help. Honest to God, every one of us. You can call over to my office and we'll give you a list of everybody that we know. When you start applying for jobs, send every one of them a resume.